Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. It's my great pleasure to introduce John Allen today, who will present about the free video hacks to create learning events. And of course, you're welcome to ask the questions during the webinar and after the session. And you're welcome to use the chat box and try to be active participants today. So John will introduce himself better, of course. So I will start sharing my slides. Just give me a second. Okay, John, you're welcome.
Okay. Thanks, Tatiana. Can I start now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. We have a lot to cover in the next 50 minutes or so. And so I would just like to say that thank you for coming. And also, if you can, we should be patient with the technology. I've already found out about an hour ago that the ESL video server is down for some reason. So we can try, but this is the thing with technology. Sometimes it doesn't always perform as it's supposed to. If you're thinking about taking notes and worried about getting all sorts of the details and the links and all that stuff, don't worry. There's a single sheet handout that I will give you at the end of the session electronically that you can print out, and it has all of the links and all the information that are relevant to these resources. You will be playing YouTube style videos today, so you don't have to worry about having a player. I will be sending you links, and then hopefully you will jump to those links and watch the video. After you watch the video, you can come back and we can discuss what you've seen. Okay, if you don't really feel comfortable with playing the videos, well, you can just wait and try it later on, because all of the links are on handout. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I got it now. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so today we're looking at the topic of free video hacks to create learning events. I just used the video hacks terminology because it seems to be something that is being used around the ed tech world. Really, what we're doing here is we're just trying to take resources that are online and marry them with YouTube style videos and make really unique and engaging learning events. For myself, the whole idea of this is just to make videos more engaging when you're teaching. Sometimes they can put the students to sleep. So my name is John Allen. I'm from Ontario, but I currently teach for the government of Newfoundland in an EFL project in Doha, Qatar. There's a lot of challenges over here because a lot of the EFL materials that come from the UK, Canada, Australia, and Britain don't really address the specific needs of EFL students in the Arabic Gulf. And so I found that they really love videos for a variety of reasons. In the classroom, I get a lot of time to experiment with my students. That might sound bad, but it's the truth. I get to. Oops, sorry, I didn't do that. I get to develop learning objects, and in the last 2 years, I've been developing a lot of learning objects that have video incorporated with them. Sometimes I'm seconded for my classroom teaching to work on projects, mostly with technical students learning EFL. Okay, just really briefly, this is what I try to do as a TESOL professional. I locate something that's interesting, or I hear about, or I read about. I try it on my own, or try it with a peer. Then I try it with students, and sometimes I revisit it, a little try it again cycle to get different variations before we get something that's useful, or if it's not, we don't do it at all. And then what I would do is, normally I write a blog post. Usually now it's TESOL Ontario blog I write for. So I've already written an article about this concept, and it's published in TESOL Ontario. And then after I've done that, and I've experimented a bit more with things and got some feedback from the blog, then I present, like as we are now on a webinar or at a TESOL conference. And then if the subject is really, really worthy, I try to write it up in some sort of magazine such as TESOL Ontario Contact. So you're part of the cycle. I must apologize, sorry, I'm trying to get my my chat window up. I'm not having a lot of success with that. I can't actually see the chat window. This is not going to work if I. I think Tatiana, I think I need help here. I can't bring up the chat windows, so I need to have that as well.
Okay, just a second.
I'm moving my cursor to the bottom of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not appearing at all.
Okay, can you see your top panel?
Yes.
Try to click on it.
I did, yeah.
And I think on the right side, there is like, I can't see it right now, but there was a button, it said more or something like more options or whatever.
I got original size, give up remote control, exit full screen, and annotate.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm good. I'm sorry, I apologize. Sort of, thank you. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so there's some terms that I'll be using in this presentation. The first one is embed. Embed really means incorporating some sort of code, such as HTML, into a document or file, so that in our purposes here, a video would go right inside of a class homepage or a learning management system page. That's called embedding. Another way to view the video is to use a link or hyperlink, where you have some code in a web page or an email, a line of email that will, if you click on it, it will jump and open the video somewhere else online. Bandwidth, I'm sure everybody knows this. That's a measure of internet access speed. So some of us have high bandwidth, some of us have low bandwidth, and bandwidth in schools, I understand, is always a problem. A learning management system or an LMS. It's a software that allows instructors to create, organize, deliver content, monitor student work, participation, and assess their performance. So I hope that those are familiar to you. Okay, oops. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm terrible with this. Okay, so when we talk about video in the classroom, I think we can all agree that with this list that's in front of you, video can engage the students, it can inspire the students. Of course, it can bring outside world experiences or realia into the classroom. It allows expertise to be brought into the classroom, information models. It's great for stimulating classroom activities, and also, okay, I'll forget that last one, don't worry about that. I'm sure that everybody agrees with this. If you don't, I'd like to see why, if you could input it into the chat window. Okay. Right. Oh, goodness. Hello, Fiona. I'm having a bit of trouble with this movement. It should be jumping. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so with video, today we want to look at 5 products that can help us add interactivity into the video viewing process. And the learning objects that you would create with these products will allow you to have some interactivity. So when you put interactivity with videos, you get more engaged students. It increases motivation. It certainly helps with their retention because they have to pay attention. They have to think a bit more. They can have more problem-solving activities, and it really encourages mastery learning. Can you think of others? If you can think of others, feel free to put them your comments in the chat box. Okay, so we've all been in the classroom with videos, I'm assuming. There are 5 issues that I keep on tripping across when I'm teaching, especially in strange centers or schools or campuses. When you're using videos and preparing video lessons, you have to consider copyright issues. The length of videos, a lot of times you'll get a video, like for us, we get safety and training videos from companies that are 90 minutes long, but I only want to show about 30 seconds or 2 minutes. So that's an issue. There are various player options, such as there used to be Real Media. There's all sorts of different kinds of players that are natively located on your computer. But what we'd like to suggest here is just using YouTube instead. Bandwidth is an issue, of course, because a lot of times if you have all of your students trying to get onto the same video from the same source, sometimes it goes very slowly. I think somebody's got to mute their microphone. I'm hearing, I think. As well, there are too many devices to accommodate when you're using video in the classroom. So some students might have a Samsung Galaxy, some might have a Chromebook, some might just have an iPhone. So you have to accommodate all of those things when you use video in the classroom. This is killing me. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm clicking to move the slides, folks, but it's just not jumping as fast as I'd like. Okay, to prevent the previous issues, you can use the YouTube videos ephemerally. That's not the correct term, but you can use them as required. Like you can use them as a newspaper, just use them once in a while, only when you need them. And you can also use them, because they're YouTube videos, you can use them on not on a local server, which is a lot of hassle getting them on a local server, but also you can just link to them and use them and then forget about them. It's no hassle. You can use these 2 tools. One's called TWT, one's called Vivi. We're going to see them very soon to crop video length. Whoever else is on the recording, mute their microphones, because I can hear someone typing.
It's me, John. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Tatiana, sorry. You can also use a YouTube player to also, instead of using all sorts of different players that are on your computer, that solves a lot of problems. We can't do anything about bandwidth. That's at your school's end. And the tools that we're using today are device agnostic, which means that they can be used on any operating system, on any hardware or device or computer, and any browser. So that's a good thing about the tools we're looking at today. This is really not working. Okay, so today we're going to look at these 5 tools: EdPuzzle, Vivi, TED Lessons, TubeChop, eslvideo.com. What we're going to do is look at what it does, each tool does, a basic how-to, steps of how-to, and an example. So remember that there's a full handout that has all of the links all in one page, so you don't have to worry about taking notes. Just walk through the slides with us. Okay, the first video is called Tube Chop. Okay, Tube Chop allows you to crop any YouTube video and share it. I found this was a fantastic feature. So for example, if you have a safety video that is 90 minutes long, but you only want to show one aspect of safety, you can point to the YouTube video of the safety video and then just drag an in point and an out point. So you only have a small segment of the video, publish it, and then you only give the students the published link, and the students will only see, say, the 2 minutes that you want them to see. That's very, very handy. Trust me, I use it all of the time with my students. To use Tube Chop, there's a full set of help sheets that come along with the handout, so don't worry about it. All the details are right there. The basic steps are find a video, crop the video, and then publish it. And then you can share it or embed it in a web page or a learning management system. Yeah, every time I present this concept, people are so happy when they actually know that this tool exists out there. So what I've done here, I've created a video using a 22-minute TV show, Mr. D from Canada, and I only wanted to show a certain aspect of the show. So what I'd like you to do, my friends, right now is, if you can look in the chat window, there's a hyperlink to this video in Tube Chop. Can you please click on that and come directly back to this presentation after you've watched the video for 2 minutes? Thank you. If you're having troubles with the hyperlink, please type your problem in that chat box, please. Of course, if everybody goes there at once, it might have a little lag, but it shouldn't be that bad. It's a big server. So Tatiana, I can see that you have the Tube Chop up on there. Can we go back just to the slideshow?
Yes, sure. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
You know, John, I'm thinking during our video recording, the participants who will watch the recording later, they won't be able to see the chat box and they won't be able to click on this link. Can we try and just?
I can help you edit that later on. I'm a good video editor. If you need help, post edit.
I mean, can we try and show the record, like the video here as well?
But if I did that, it would come out really unclear. It probably would be better if we stitched in the real video into the section. Just thinking out loud here.
Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead, sure.
Okay, thank you.
It's a bit tough on these systems to have multiple video happen, like we're recording and running a video.
I can see now. I can see now.
I've had trouble with this in the past, so this is why we just do this jumping in and out.
Yeah, so then what we can do, we will post all the links to the recordings in the blog post after the presentation.
Okay. What kind of file does this push out in the recording? Because you know, I have really good file video editing software. I could actually do it if it's not proprietary, the system. We can talk about that later. Oh, Farnaz, thank you. Awesome. Great. Julia's done as well. Anastasia's done. Excellent.
John, can you see the slide right now? So
yes, I can. Thank you. Veronica's done. Great. Miriam's done. Fiona's done. Okay, that's great. Folks, thank you for telling us that you've finished the video and you're back. So you can see the power of this tool. It's really simple to use. All you have to do is copy the embed or the share code or the link code and put it into your LMS or put it in as a link from your teacher homepage, or just send it to the students as an email attachment to get it working. All right, so we're going to push on to the next tool, which is kind of like TubeChop on a bit of steroids, I guess you could say. If I can get the slide to jump. The next tool we're going to talk about is something called Vibi. Now, okay, well, Vibi is a fantastic. Oh boy. Come on. Vibi is a fantastic tool because what it does is it allows you to do what TubeChop does, but in sections. So for example, a lot of the teachers I work with in science, the sciences in our academics division, they love this tool because they can get a long video and designate segments of the video itself so that the students only see the important parts of the video. So in this section here, you'll see that there's, on the slide, that there's 3 sections that the students need to see. So you can really have more control over what's going on when they're watching the students. Sorry, when they're watching the video. I'm really nervous about clicking too quickly because this is not moving forward as it should. Okay, so Vibi, essentially what you'll do is you'll find a video, you'll select the segments of the video just by dragging and dropping, dragging and clicking, sorry, and then you will do the same thing as with TubeChop. You will share or embed these videos on a web page or an LMS. And what I would like you to do now is experience Vibi. And the video example we're going to see here is from the SlowMo guys. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but if you can look in the chat window and click to the link, and as before, when you have watched the video, can you please indicate in the chat window so we can continue? Thanks.
John, can you send this link to everyone? You send it to me privately in the chat box.
Oh, why is that? Oh, I'm sorry. How did that? Oh, that's weird. Okay, sorry. Oh, I see. And you already corrected that, and you were so polite, and you didn't say that I screwed up. Thank you very much. I love Canadians. You're so good.
Thank you, John.
Sorry, folks. Doesn't seem to like the tandem. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Fiona. Thanks, Anastasia. Thanks, Julia. Thanks, Farnaz. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm seeing it. It's great that people are getting this and it's actually working. It's a nice thing to see. Thanks, Veronica. So some of you, if you've completed watching the Vivi example, you're thinking, well, you might be thinking of things that you can now use, some videos you can use, and split them all up and parse them up. Thanks, Miriam. Chop them all up like this, and then you can have a learning event where you don't have to keep on saying, okay, go to 5301 and then stop at 5907. Do you know what I mean? You can just let it happen automatically. I'm trying to jump to the next slide gently, folks. The next, that's great. Somebody else is typing. How can we have an extra? I don't see anybody with their microphone unmuted, but if you're typing, please, could you mute your microphone, please? Thank you. Or just stop typing. Sorry, I'm just fighting with this slide show here, folks. Sorry. The next tool we're going to look at is ESL video. Can you, in the chat box, can you indicate if you've used it before? If you've used ESL video before, could you say yes? Never. Okay. I'm asking that because it's quite old. It was around like 2006, 2007. And it was the first time I saw that an online an online resource had video and the questions on the same page, which was quite revolutionary. Oh, nobody's seen it? Oh, this is great. Okay. So as you can see from this slide, you see the video there, the boy who learned to fly, Usain Bolt, is the student plays it on the left. And I like it too, Fiona. And on the right, you can have multiple choice questions. But the cool thing is, because it was created with an ESL focus, the videos are all classified by level. You know, the old, basic, intermediate, you know, whatever. I can't remember the actual ones, but it's kind of primitive, their classification system. However, it gives you a chance to maybe have the students go in and do the questions without being too overwhelmed. Okay, so how to do an ESL video? You find a video, then you create some basic multiple choice questions, only multiple choice, no open-ended. You publish the ESL video on their website, and then you can share it or embed it on a web page or an LMS. Yeah, I think you can do many more things than just video on this site. Yeah, I think you can put an audio up there as well. I can't say 100%, but I'm pretty sure. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a chance, because I tried this earlier about an hour ago, and the server was down, which is very rare for this. It's been up for years, so it's probably a temporary thing. But if we can go to the video, which I'm just posting in the chat window right now. If you get a text message, just come right back, please. And did that go out? I don't see that it went out. What the heck? It's not going out. Can you see the URL, please? Can somebody tell me if there's a URL is there? Or the web address? No? Okay, thanks, Veronica. Thanks, Miriam. I don't know why this is doing this. Not. Boy, why is this doing this all of a sudden? I can't jump into the chat window. Okay, there it goes. Sorry, thank you for your patience. Okay, if you can't open, thanks, Anastasia. Cordelia, thank you very much. It's okay. Just come back to the presentation here and we'll jump to the next one. Okay, so what's happening now is, as you can see, the video plays on the left and you have your questions on the right. And there are different layers of, there are different levels, and there's a lot of content because it's about maybe 8 or 9 years old. So if you have a chance, you can jump to ESL video. On our final handout, you have a detailed how to use this if you want to do it with yourself or with your peers. Okay, so that was the old days. Now the new world uses something called EdPuzzle. EdPuzzle is really starting to pick up a lot of momentum in the United States. Has anybody seen or used EdPuzzle with their students yet? Farnas, what if it's not a YouTube clip and it has no link to it, then how can I embed them? Oh, you have to, all of these tools work with YouTube. So if you have a clip, you should be opening up a YouTube account. I know that sounds a bit daunting at first, but it's no big deal. All of these tools are geared towards YouTube. YouTube must be like the mafia of videos out there because all of them work for YouTube. Yes, yeah, you just upload it to YouTube. Yeah, that's right, Farnaz. Okay, so EdPuzzle. EdPuzzle is a fantastic tool. Once you actually use this the first time, you're probably just going to change the way you look at video with your students. Okay, so EdPuzzle I discovered about a year ago. Up until that time, I was using something called Camtasia and another product called Captivate. They're really expensive tools, so the average teacher will never ever see them, and it takes a lot of work. This does exactly what they do in like 1/10 the time. So when you go through the worksheet on how to do it, you'll be amazed at what you can do so quickly. So what happens is you point to a YouTube video and then you add comments. The comments can be text, the comments can be audio. You can put a picture comment up, and then you can ask open-ended questions, or you can ask multiple choice questions. And if you create a class, we can talk about this later, you can actually get the analytics from that to see who passed, who failed, how many tries, and all of that. So this is EdPuzzle. This is something that I would highly recommend that you try with your students. I just can't get over it. So to create an EdPuzzle, you find a video, you add questions, comments, images. You can actually voice over the whole video's timeline. I'll give you a great example of this. At the moment, we have a lot of videos and YouTube videos from some of the series we bought from Oxford. And they've given us permission to do voiceovers of American or Canadian voices over the timeline, so it's easier for our students to understand. Since they're learning from Americans and Canadians, when they hit the video, when they start listening to the video with these strong sort of Londoner accent, they have difficulty. So in certain cases, the older ones, they'll let us do this. But on YouTube, a lot of videos are not copyrighted. So if you want to clean up the audio, or if you want to even change some of the text, you can do that with EdPuzzle. It's just a bonus. You will publish the EdPuzzle project, and then as in all of the other tools we've seen so far, you can share or embed it in a web page or an LMS. Okay, this is one I've used because it's I'm in Qatar. It was a great way to introduce the concept of using and the skills of using EdPuzzle. So I would invite you to please spend 4 minutes with this EdPuzzle project, and just make sure that you're clicking through. Read what's happening on the screen and click through. If you have any trouble, please send us a message in the chat window. So I'm seeing that Miriam and Anastasia, it's asking you to log in. Is that correct? Oh my goodness. Well, that's a bit odd. Okay, I'm very sorry about this, but normally it works. Are you using a device or a workstation or a laptop?
John,
Okay, so
we can try demonstrate it right here in our room.
you can try. From my experience with this tool, it depends on two things. Number one, the kind of browser you're using, and it varies, of course. And as well, it's sometimes the Java update version might cause this problem. But I guarantee you, I wish I had the exact right suite solutions, but it does work on 90% of browsers and everything. I believe you when you say it doesn't work. But please do yourself a favor and try it later if you can. I don't think it will work that quickly here.
Yeah,
so what happens
very slowly with me.
Yeah.
I can't open it, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So what it does is it allows you to seed questions or comments along a timeline. So the students have to pay attention to what's going on. And I learned this as a student through the University of Michigan, one of their online courses. And I realized it was the future because I had to pay attention to videos. I didn't have a video playing on one screen and then I was doing something else on another. It made me focus. So I'm a big fan of this kind of learning. Okay, so that's EdPuzzle. And to make an EdPuzzle, you'll be shocked at how simple and quick it is when you get the worksheet. And I really appreciate your patience, folks, if it didn't work for you. And for those who had success, I hope it's going to inspire you to use this tool. I'm just trying to get this to jump to the next slide. The next slide, when it eventually comes, is part of the TED series, the TED Talk series. It's called TED Ed Lessons. TED, there are several projects that have come out of the TED system, and there's two that are important here. One is called the TED Animation series. Has anybody seen the TED animations online? If you have, can you click on chat? Can you indicate on chat if you have? No? Oh my goodness, you're missing something. This is fantastic. All right, Farnaz, excellent. Oh, if you've seen them, you would know. Tatiana, can you get the slide to move? Because I certainly can't.
Okay, just a second.
Is it possible? Because I'm just having real trouble here. I can't see any icons or anything. Thank you. Okay, so the TED Ed lessons, as you see, they're animations. They're very well done. They're done from grassroots. Teachers like yourselves or professionals like yourselves in education submit a script. They put together the animation crew, the voiceover crew, and you write the script with them. They usually are 2 to 5 minutes long, and they deal with all sorts of things. You've probably seen them through YouTube links or Twitter links, and you just haven't realized it. But the really cool thing about TED Ed Lessons is that you can take any YouTube video out there or these TED Ed Lessons and wrap a full learning object activity around these. Okay, so, sorry. When you go into the lesson, you'll see that there are 5 or 6 activities. One's called Think. Think is just basically questions, open-ended and multiple choice questions. Then there's Dig. That's where you give them more information, more hyperlinks, more things to think about. That's Dig Deeper story. Discuss is a full form utility that you set up based around this video. And finally, allows them to go and extend their research into this concept or their learning into this concept. You're going to see that in a second, folks. TED Lessons is a full worksheet that you're going to get at the end of the session here. So don't worry about it. First of all, you find a video. You have to write an introduction to the students about the video and the concept. Then you choose which sections of the TED Lessons widget to include. You don't have to have all of them. You can have just one or two. Then you have to add elements to the sections, which are questions or form prompts, stuff like that. Then you publish the project. And then as with all of the other tools, you share or embed these in a web page or an LMS. Okay, thanks, Tatiana. So one of the example I've chosen here is who was Confucius? And what I'd like you to do is look at the video, and then you're going to select watch, think, dig deeper, and discuss. Don't do all of the questions, of course. Just try to come back in about 3 or 4 minutes, okay? When you click on watch, the video, you must, play the video first, and then click on watch. I'll see you back here in about 3 or 4 minutes.
These are so great tools, John. I really like them.
I'm really glad you do, and what I'm trying to do here is spread the word that this stuff is free and it's out there. And I mean, in the hands of some energetic and creative teachers, it can just be amazing what you can produce.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm going to talk about sharing out right after this, which is a really important thing for all of us.
Can you try to find this button when you asked me to do?
I can't.
No?
Yeah, it's really weird. As soon as I move over there, the microphone and the video cover it. I'm really sorry about that. Oh, see, I see it there. There it is. No, it covers it up as soon as I go down there. It's just by luck I've been getting them to work. Okay. If you could continue, there's only 2 more slides, right?
I think I can do it myself. Just give me a second. You know, I gave you permission to control your mouse, right?
Yeah, I don't want to change anything right now. It's just so crazy. Yeah, you did. I do have control of the mouse.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but whenever I go near it, the bottom menu covers up the forward and back buttons for the PowerPoint. It's really weird. Oh, thanks very much, Julia. We all share in our own way. I love giving the workshop on the TED Ed lessons, because the teachers just get right into it and get so excited.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get back, folks, can you please indicate just by saying back, or I'm back, or I'm here? Awesome. Fiona seemed to like it. Yes, Julia?
Definitely.
Thanks, Veronica. Great. Just a couple more, and then we'll just jump ahead one more slide. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, not yet, not yet. There's something I wanted to talk about on this exact slide. Okay, Veronica's back. And maybe one more. So if you're looking at the slide, folks, you'll see there's a red button called Customize this lesson. Customize this lesson. This is like the coolest thing about sharing nowadays. You can, if you have an account and you click on that button, you actually inherit that whole project with the video, the introduction, the questions, the forum, the dig deeper links, the discussion, and finally all of it. And it actually goes into your account and you become the author. and then you can remix it or remash it in any way you want. And that's what the handout I provided will do if you do that. Right now, there's some crazy, hundreds of thousands of these things already made. So you can probably find some good stuff to start off with instead of starting one originally, and remash it and use it for your class. Okay, so I'm sorry if you're not finished, but we're going to move to the next slide, and click. Awesome. So here we come to the summary of this wonderful presentation. I hope it was wonderful. I'm just going to publish a link for you, and this is an A3 size paper. I'm not sure what you call that in Canada, but it's quite large. And if you have a QR code reader on your mobile device, the black QR codes will open up the how-to sheets, then you can print them out. And the red QR code examples on the right are reddish, will launch the example so you can remember what it was all about. I encourage you to take this, print this out, and maybe run this workshop like this from your school, or post it up in your school to see if you can encourage other folks to use it. Now, the link that is on the original handout, the PowerPoint, is to an older version of the sheet. So I'd like you to look in the chat window right now, and this is one that I updated last week. So if you could just go to that link and then download the handout with all of the resources. If you can't do that, you can email myself or Tatiana, and I'm sure that we can get you a copy. So for me, that's thank you. And I think we're going to go into our questions, Tatiana.
Great. Thank you, John. It was a great presentation. So many useful tools, and definitely we will use them in our practice, share with our colleagues. Dear participants, do you have any questions? So you're welcome to type in the chat box.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining us today.
Farnaz, I think, has a question. Thanks, Miriam.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Farnaz, I think what you're looking for here is, I'm not sure exactly if I have that solution, but I could look into it for you. Cordelia, you're welcome. Thank you. I haven't looked at that one. I could look into this and get back to you later if you email me or leave me your email.
So for us, we do use some options, like some tools to do when you can share something and use it synchronously with your learners. One of the sites is called Tweedler. I'm not sure if I spell it correctly. So here you can share different presentations, and you can synchronously edit it. And we do have a webinar on this topic with English Online, so you can. I will send you some links later after this presentation, okay? And there is also one tool for synchronous collaboration with YouTube video as well. So you have them.
Is it Tweedler double D or is it single D? I can't remember.
Yeah, just give me a second. Tweedler. Yeah, it's double D.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is another program. It's called CoSketch. And for YouTube, I can't tell you the name right now.
CoSketch.
Yeah, CoSketch is easier, like very simple tool. But it can be useful for teachers of mathematics or science. Just Tweedler is better. Twitter is much better. Any other questions? So we will post all the we will post the webinar on our site, on English Online site. Also, we will publish a blog post, so you will have all the links to the videos and so John's handouts there as well. I'll just give you a link to our Realize Form page. Just give me a second. Okay, you will be able to find it here. Yeah, a cup of coffee is a good idea, Fiona. So thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, John. It was our great pleasure to learn so much stuff from you today. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. I'm thinking about you from over here. I'm hoping to catch the hockey game tonight.
Okay. Have a great
you.
weekend. Have a great weekend,
Thanks,
everyone. Yeah, bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.